Hello, I'm doing a book review, and the book I want to review is The Summer of Winters by Mark Allan Gunnells, and I read the book off of this device. I've never seen this device before. Kidding, I know what this is. It's a Kindle, I believe. No, I've had this Kindle for years, and I actually do have a couple of books on it, but I barely ever use it because I'm more used to reading the actual copy of the book. Well, it is the actual book in the Kindle, but I mean, I'm more used to reading a physical copy of the book. But I made an exception with this book because, unfortunately, I don't have a physical copy of the book. Even though I do believe you can get a paperback of this book off Amazon, now this should be an interesting review, considering the author of this book, in all likelihood, is probably gonna be watching this review, because the author of this book, Mark Allan Gunnells, actually has a YouTube account, and he's actually one of my subscribers, and he has commented on a few of my videos before, and I've spoken to him online a couple of times, but he has a couple of books published, and you can get them, I believe you can get them on Amazon. They're also available for download on the Kindle, but I've only read this book by him, and I've read a short story by him, but so far I can definitely say I recommend his works. Let's get into the review on Summer of Winters. Now, The Summer of Winters is a coming-of-age story, kind of in the same vein as The Body by Stephen King or Boy's Life by Robert R. McCammon, although the book it reminded me most of was actually The Girl Next Door by Jack Ketchum, because this, like The Girl Next Door, is, it deals with a lot of really, really heavy subjects, like the subject of child murder and child abuse, and much like The Girl Next Door did, so it reminded me mostly of that book. And now The Summer of Winters begins where the main character, a man named Mike, who you find out is an author, returns to the town he grew up in with his partner. The main character's gay, by the way, but he returns to the small town he grew up in with his partner, and then he tells his partner a story about something that happened to him when he was 11, and then the book opens up into the actual story. And I liked the writing style here. Basically, you have a prologue and an epilogue, and both the prologue and the epilogue, which deal with the main character as an adult, they're written in third-person narrative, but when you get to the rest of the book, which is about him as when he's 11, it's written in first-person narrative. I really liked that writing style there, but basically the story is about when he was 11. Basically, in the story, it talks about how he never had any friends in school, but one summer when he was 11, this family moves next door to him, and he meets this girl named Paige, who becomes his first real friend. And what happens is in the book, him and his friend Paige eventually find the body of this little girl who has been raped and murdered, and it turns out this little girl, whose name is Sarah Winters, is actually the younger sister of a kid who bullied the main character in school. And that's really all I want to say about the plot line without giving too much away. Although, I don't want to give away who the killer is, but you do kind of find out who the killer is pretty early on in the book, but I don't want to give away who it is or anything like that. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. Like I said, I really enjoyed this book, and I will admit I am a sucker for coming-of-age stories, but putting aside the fact that I'm a sucker for coming-of-age stories, I really did enjoy it. If I were to have a complaint about it, it would probably be like, maybe there are a few things here and there which probably could have been touched upon a little more. I don't want to mention what it is in this review, only because I don't want to get into spoiler territories, but there may have been a few things here and there which could have been touched upon maybe a little bit more. Really, I think the only main problem with this book is it's very short, and I do almost wish it was longer. I understand it's meant to be a novella, but I don't know, I almost wish it was longer, but really that's just a very minor critique. Everything else I really enjoyed about the book, and yeah, I would definitely recommend getting this book. Unfortunately, this book is not very well known, and unfortunately, the author, Mark Allan Gunnells, is not very well known, which is definitely a shame, and I hope one day he can definitely achieve a much higher status. I'm hoping, but yeah, but Mark, if you're watching this review, I really enjoyed your book, man, and yeah, that's really all I have to say about the book, and I'm looking forward to reading anything else by you, and bye.